Hey, guys, I'm back with another video reviewing season 1 of Family Guy. I want to do this for a while now. Thinking about it. Well, not really a while, but I do want to review Family Guy for a bit. And I technically want to review South Park and Simpsons content and Mars Burgers. I reviewed 2 South Park specials, the 2-part movie, event. Yeah, I already talked about those. So really, my virtual watch through entire series, I've already talked about them. Yeah. So I was just doing some. Well, just like what I found out about Family Guy. Like what I found out about Family Guy is that it is a different date in the UK. So, which is actually. Family Guy is an adult animated comedy called Seth MacFarlane. It's an adult animated sitcom, technically. Especially. It was created by Seth MacFarlane and released on January 31st, 1999. Or September 21st, 1999 in the UK. Yeah, an 8-month gap. So basically, by the time Family Guy came to the UK, it was already over in the United States. I don't know why it took so long to come here. My first experience of, I was already familiar with Family Guy, I guess. But I didn't, the first episodes I watched were 2 Christmas feed episodes. I was 12 at the time. Of course, you live in the UK, you know I was only 15. I'm trying to say is that, how I watched them, is that they released the Christmas specials onto a DVD. Because those 2 episodes were pretty tamer compared to usual Family Guy stuff. So they were rated 12, so I was able to watch them. And both come from the original 2, the original one of the original they come from the first 3 seasons. Season 2's opening episode was on season 2, which is let me just check. Let's see. Wait, what? The Boom's the Wait, what? The Boom's the 3rd episode? I thought that was the 1st episode. Did I get the order wrong? Yeah, the first Christmas special was season 2's The Boom. You know, post-part episode. National Season 3. Yeah, I think it was Season 3's A Very Special Family Guy Freaking Christmas. I don't have that DVD anymore, so I'm not sure. But I may collect the DVDs again. I do have the complete series, but I don't think they all work properly anymore. At least not the complete series, just the seasons at the time. Seasons 1 to 14. So, yeah. Anyway, Family Guy originally as a thesis short by Seth MacFarlane a couple of years earlier. Well, back in the 1980s. It's called The Life of Larry. It basically features a lot of stuff that were featured in the first episode of Family Guy, which was called Death Has a Shadow, was it? Yeah. The first episode of Season 1 was called Death Has a Shadow. And some scenes, like the Star Trek gag, were moved to Episode 2. Wait, was it? Yeah. Moved to Episode 2. Including three versions of Lois and Chris. Of course, Chris had a different name, but Lois had the same name. They're different, but prototypes. No Meg, no Stewie. They're all prototypes. They eventually exist. Their own conduct. But actually, Zach Gottschalk worked on Cartoon Network alongside Butch Hartman, creator of Fairly Odd Parents, Tough Puppy, Danny Phantom, and Buns and the Beast. Along with some, that weird show. A weird YouTube series based off a family channel. I'm not joking on that one either. It's called, Hobby Kids, I think? I don't fucking know, it's just too weird. You know, a lot of Bill Shorts too. You can find those on YouTube. You can find a whole video about it, discussing them. And these days, Butch is more vulnerable for all the shit he's pulled. He knows an awful shit he's done. Like, basically, he's not really like a person. And the whole shit that happened with Oasis. Remember that? When he basically stole freaking money from fans? And he didn't tell them it was a Christian service. There's something wrong with that, but he didn't tell them it was a Christian service. So basically, most people who don't share those beliefs that Christians do, are forced to pay for something that they don't share with. That's disgusting. It's also an incident with Cool the Artist. A YouTuber as part of the YouTube channel Ink Tank is more known for being a Ben 10 fan because of a lot of Ben 10 content. Basically, Butch stole money from him. He was high commission to do some pilots. And Butch promised him a large sum of money. Those pilots did not get picked up, but those pilots didn't get picked up. And Butch didn't even bother paying Kuro. He didn't pay him for any of it. So basically, Kuro took legal issue with that. So yeah, not a good person. Butch and Seth both worked on the show Johnny Bravo, created by Dan Portable. Or was it Van Portable? So, I remember. Eventually, two go pitched their own shows to different networks. Butch will actually help out Seth on a separate pilot called Zoomates, which wasn't that good. Butch did the art style, but the story, everything was written by Seth. And you can tell it's pre-Fairly Odd Parents, as it uses these shorts. Eventually, Butch moved to Nickelodeon, creating the Fairly Odd Parents for OEN cartoons, but were getting picked up for a full series. Then creating other shows. Seth, meanwhile, will pitch a different pilot to Cartoon Network called Larry and Steve, a rework version of the life of Larry. More tema for kids. It just spoke. I already covered it too in a previous video. Be sure to check that out. Might want to skip a bit though to get to the logo, because end up running around some stuff. But Cartoon Network rejected the pilot. Well, actually, it didn't get picked up for a full series. So eventually, he took it to Fox, took the idea to Fox, and created a pilot for Family Guy, which was lost for years. But until it was actually discovered back in 2025. The full pilot was found last year. On a website, on one of the production crew who worked on the pilot. Been on there for years. Oh, yes. So, you can find a comparison video or you can find a full comparison video on YouTube. And you can clearly see some differences with the characters. The antennas are different colours, some designs are slightly more bigger. Yeah, that Meg was played by Rachel McFarlane, Seth's sister, who went on to play Haley Smith in American Dad. It's weird how Family Guy and American Dad never had a crossover. I'm serious, the two shows never had a crossover for some reason. There was technically that one episode of Family Guy that did technically have a crossover, but I was just doing sequence. And instead did appear in an episode of Family Guy in a non-canon two-parter, which comes in season 7, I think. It's a whole thing. Trust me. Anyway, Pia. So, Fox picked up the pilot and we got Family Guy. Seth Rogen created American Dad and a Cleveland show. One being just as successful, still ongoing. The latter only lasted 5 seasons. Shame, really. Let's just check out when that started, actually. What season that... Not so much the Cleveland show once you get to that specific season that Cleveland was created. Seth also went on to make some movies, 2 of which got a TV show, Ted. You can actually watch Ted on Peacock. Stupid Peacock. So the show's actually pretty good, for what I've heard. But I'm not buying a freaking subscription to Peacock just to watch it. Because they got a lot of shit on there. So some stuff, and eventually just moved other stuff. Like you had a Lego Jurassic World Park special on there for quite a bit, exclusively on there for a bit, but now you can watch it on ITVX. Yeah. So, community time in the first film. But anyway, let's finally get. So, as I said, Family had premiered on January 31st, 1999 on Fox. But running alongside The Simpsons, which at the time was, look up a year. Simpsons began in 1989, but season 1 aired in 1990. Season 2, season 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Season 10, I think. Season 1, season 2, season 3, season 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 10 season, yeah, I think it was up season 10 at the time. I didn't have that after season 3, Family Guy was temporarily cancelled. Yeah, Family Guy got cancelled for a bit, but only revived through DVD sales. Now, put this, don't have to remember it now, because I plan to bring it up again in a later interview on season 4. Season 1's the shortest out of all of Family Guy, being only 7 episodes. I understand why some first seasons have shorter episode counts compared to later seasons. It's because the network isn't unsure about the show. When they picked it up, they don't know how to plan. So given a short episode season, given it shorter episodes, so episode count makes sense. That way people can be able to consume them in a couple of weeks. That way they'll know if they'll be liked or not, so they don't have a backlog of episodes to get out there if they're not good. There's currently an ongoing adult comedy on Fox that is nowhere able to watch here. It's called Crepopolis, and it's not available on Disney Plus. Yeah, some people actually like it. It currently has 3 seasons. Yeah, I don't know why it's not on Disney Plus. It's on Fox, right? So like legal issue or something. The series stars Richard Ayoade as a son of a god. I don't know much about the show myself, but yeah, stars Richard Ayoade. They know him as Moss from IT Crown. What? Oh. I don't know Moss's catchphrase. Haha, got you. Anyway, Family Guy is still one of the most popular dot comedies out there, but it's kind of fallen off a bit. Now, some Family Guy writers, some people worked on Family Guy and American Dad, and the show went on to create their own show called Border Town. That only lasted 1 season. How does that keep happening? I wasn't even squeezing it. Anyway, let's get into the series. Let's work on season 1, of course. So, season 1. First episode, Death as a Shadow, introduces us to these characters and the iconic theme song. First episode. You can see a lot of episodes in season 1 just get Peter more the focus. Like a lot of conflicts are because of Peter in these first 7 episodes. Yeah, it's a weird pattern. I get Peter's the main character, the protagonist and stuff. I understand that. But they're not always the focus of the episode. The Simpsons manage to vary between the characters who gets the focus. Like Homer, Bart, Lisa, Marge, etc. They don't, and not all of them are Homer's fault. Not bad episodes. I'm just trying to say, it's just a little weird that Seth's trying to make all these covers because of Peter and the other characters. Like episode 1, when Peter's getting fired from his job after he got asleep. He was at a toy factory, which only appeared 2 times in this season. First here, the second was in episode 5. Yeah, compared to the later seasons where Peter's jobs get more appearances. I think Peter only worked at the toy factory for 3 seasons, maybe? No, I think it was up to like season 4, 5, I don't know. Guess I'll find out. Peter's boss is called Mr. Weed. And I think it was actually played by Butch Hartman. Correction. Butch Hartman did play Mr. Weed, but in the pilot, not the actual show. I was confused. I wasn't sure then, but yeah. But yeah, Peter's job just doesn't really get much progress. So after that, Peter. So, let's listen to the voice actors. Peter, Brian, and Stewie are all played by Seth MacFarlane. Lois is played by Alex Borstein. Chris is played by Seth Green, co-creator of Robot Chicken. Seth has even appeared on the show a few times. one most well-known character he plays was actually Darth Sidious, the Emperor, Emperor Palpatine. Yeah. Well, yeah, Family Guy did make their own Star Wars parodies. And I know definitely jab some Robot Chicken in there. And definitely covering them as own separate episodes. But they're from specific episodes of each season. Good thing I should have the DVD around here somewhere, actually. No, I'll just buy the Blu-ray. So, Peter gives Peter can't find another job and gets welfare. But the bank is going to give him a lot more money. Over $1,000. So Peter basically commits fraud by spending the money on other stuff just to make all done just to make Lois happy. He doesn't even tell her though that he was fired for his job and what the bank did. She eventually finds out through a mail, and she's definitely upset. So Peter does mess up. Brian and Peter were duel back in the early seasons, but let's start a shift later down the line between Brian and Stewie, which all started in a way in the first Road 2 special. Road 2 episodes are one of the most iconic episodes of all Family Guy. Just typical Brian and Stewie adventure. Actually, there are 3 episodes that weren't exactly aired, unaired episodes. Stewie Griffin episodes. I should actually look for those on. I should buy those actually. Let me give them a watch. Get my opinions on them. Big will start before going to the HD era. So, anyway. Sorry about the long pause. So, Death has a shadow. And after screwing up, apologizing Lois, Peter's arrested, and basically the judge took. This is the first period of Cleveland Brown, who doesn't even have a proper speaking line. This episode did show the debut of Glenn Quagmire, of Peter's friends, who's also a rapist. It's even mentioned Peter at the season 1 finale of Cleveland show. Yeah. So the people are focused on Stewie trying to get his mind control device back. The whole point of the episode is unsure if it works or not. We've seen the judge ends up letting Peter go to seeing Stewie trying to use the mind control device. It's unknown if it works or not. So yeah, Peter apologizes to his family. Episode 2 goes on Peter's life for TV. I was supposed to mention the actress from Meg, actually. Meg is played by Lacey Chabert. Many may recognize as Princess Elise from Sonic 06. Yeah. The girl wants to fuck a hedgehog. Yeah. A very bizarre romance. Seems like the team really wanted to make it start a game that's inspired by Final Fantasy, hence the character designs. I think it's a bad idea to make a Sonic story inspired by Final Fantasy. That's not a bad idea. It can lead to great, unique settings. A very unique world. But don't make it part of the main universe. Have it be a different continent. Just make it dimensional travel like done that before. But many modern fans of anime recognize Meg's voice differently now. As these days, I've been this up again in season 2, but in season 2 onwards, she's played by Mila Kunis, who just is the official voice of the character. She's iconic. Shut up, Meg. Season 1 to 3, Meg's basically a stereotypical teenage girl, where just an outcast that everyone tells to shut up. Meg's ugly. She's a really good opinion design. It's an it's not a beautiful design, but she doesn't need to be, you know, beautiful to be cute. Okay, just trying to say it without making it sound weird. Alright, whole point of this. Peter ends up teaching Meg how to drive, and it goes chaotic when they accidentally crash into the satellite station that gives Tidy Cohog its network to watch TV. And the whole town is pissed. So basically, Peter pins the blame on Meg and bribing her with a convertible. So Meg being able to drive does get brought up again in a later episode. And Peter can't make it on TV, what? Hello? Excuse me, what are you lying on the floor for? My cat's in here. Come on, with bed, you know, I don't mind. You know that. Never shows his affection. Never sound an affectionate cat. Alright. I didn't find out you didn't. Well, basically, after that, he ends up. Well, Peter ends up changing. And he stopped watching TV. He's no longer watching TV, he's not seeing people. I've seen the family enjoy great activities together. Well, the family are exhausted, and while Peter's still stuck in that mindset. And until when you're Shatner, Peter has to go on a trip to that location where to go with the family with William Shatner, who played Captain Kirk in the original Star Trek. As I said early on, the Star Trek reference was moved to episode 2, tying it there. So yeah. Those are the teacher Meg how to drive. In a sense, also still after watching Brilliance again back to normal when the ends. That just is the family. Episode 3 gives focus to still kind of Peter centric. One episode about Peter trying to put Lois being unappreciated. Big part of story again, Steven. No one else to start when Peter's told Peter ends up agreeing to go to Chris's football game. No, sorry. I think it was. Anyway, manager told Chris, called him, and saying he's a moron. Well, Chris is not like you shouldn't say that to someone's kid. Peter did the right bit of standing up for Chris. Peter shouldn't have punched the guy. They were at fault though, in a way too. But insulted someone's son. And turns out that man's actually a woman. How am I supposed to tell? How did everyone in the bleachers tell that was a woman? Oh, it was a good episode, but kind of egregious that the woman didn't face any consequences herself. The whole audience heard her insult someone's child. And Peter was being a dad and standing up for his son. When his punching is bad, he was standing up for Chris. So why is Peter the only one being punished? Also, house arrest for an assault. For one punch. Also, punch against a woman. Yes, some people say it's bad to punch a woman, but not unless they deserve it. Look at Batman. Well, not exactly a great example. He's a gender equality crime fighter, so he can punch women too. Meanwhile, alright, Peter. So yeah, he ends up get, and well, still feels doesn't feel like he doesn't appreciate Lois much. He ends up opening a bar downstairs in the basement. Can I imagine that was sort of copy that idea in a way for its show with Roger creating a bar upstairs in the attic where he lives. Unlike this bar, it becomes a permanent thing. So yeah. And take the whole situation. Lois and Upstart sitting down in the basement. Lois will appreciate it. Peter and her get a bit of an argument, but he ends up hearing Lois's true thoughts. Well, basically, he didn't know because he's an idiot. So basically, all that's going to be avoided if they talk to each other. Peter didn't mean to make her feel unappreciated. He does care about her. So basically, the whole thing could have just ended if they just talked about it. Of course, these characters more sometimes. But I kind of agree just that Peter's the only one that got in trouble for what happened with the woman. The woman didn't get in trouble either. But starting the fight. Now she didn't throw a punch. She still started it in the first place. So she should be punished too for what she did. Mostly let go because she was pregnant. So that's my only gripe with it. The woman didn't get punished at all for what she did for her role. Like, I haven't watched that episode in years, and rewatching it today, I was able to tell that she was at fault, not Pia. Well, Pia's still at fault, I know that. But I'm just saying, okay? And hopefully as the place accidentally catches on fire. And B-Plot was still creating a time machine. Not only a time machine he'll make in a few seasons later. A different time machine. Which he had to go for, but after his plans were spot, the was mistake as a kid's drawing, he ends up going back in time. And well, the events play out at sync, except Peter ends up tripping on the time machine, breaking it, and then he had an injured leg. There's another episode that focuses. The Batman Show season 1 focuses on Brian. The previous episode focuses on Chris a bit. And always there with Peter. Chris doesn't feel like being part of the Boy Scouts and just likes drawing. But he's too afraid to tell Peter. Eventually takes the two go on a vision quest together that they end up reconciling. Episode 5 actually gives introduction to Joe Swanson and a first weekend role for Cleveland Brown. Joe's played by legend Patrick Warburton. Kronk from The Emperor's New Groove. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. Oh, we'll play him. Batman came out in 1999. What year did Emperor's New Groove come out? I think it came out in like the 2000s. Yeah. Good film though. I bet. Oh. Because Joe's written here be more like Pierce just ends up being jealous of Joe. Basically, I think Joe proves himself to be a great player even though he's crippled. Pierce ends up getting jealous that everyone's doing him. Very interesting that we introduced to one of the main a member of Peter's friend group in the first season compared to the other characters were already established in the first season, if that makes sense. Joe and Bonnie are in the same cabin, who doesn't really do much. You guess there's some type of role much, much later down the line in an episode. Did you actually make a joke about Bonnie's pregnancy? So yeah, Joe back then was written more like a competent person, a badass cop, even though he was crippled. But I think the motivation change over here become a bit of a pathetic cripple. It's funny, but I do agree that it's a sad change. But these are good gags. Why do people keep bullying Joe though? I feel bad for him in later seasons. He gets bullied he gets picked on a lot. They're good gags, but yeah. And she had her own incident. Peter ends up realizing, he ends up reconciling with his family. You know, he shouldn't be jealous. They love him who he is. Alright, Joe says how he got crippled. That he was trying to stop the Grinch from stealing from an orphanage. Managed to do it, but also falling off the building in the process, breaking his legs permanently. Although, that story gets a bit retconned in the later season. And a unique type of retcon in a way. I think it's supposed to be funny and stuff, make Joe look like a hero. Come on, I remember now. Episode 3. Chitty Chitty Deathband. It's more of a Meg episode. But still kind of lost with Pia. It's Stewie's birthday. And Lois wants all the family there, so she initially wants to go to a place that's apparently a Chuck E. Cheese. But Pia ends up screwing that up. Wants Lois to do the part of her home. But she doesn't want to miss. Pia promises to help out. You know, get all of that stuff done for her. So she doesn't miss a single thing about it. Well, Meg ends up making a new friend at school. It was weird. I am skipping a lot here, sorry. Her friend is... Yeah, that's weird. But actually, because Lois doesn't want her to go to that place that week because it's Stewie's birthday. But Peter ends up letting her go on this, knowing that Lois said no. And Lois tells you why. He goes, ends up realizing that this day was more for Lois. Helping him. And he ends up making Meg realize that too. It's really a great moment. I do agree, Early Family Guy still is great. I do like some Modern Family Guy for some of the jokes. Original Family Guy definitely had a lot more heart in its stories. So Pia. So Meg ends up reconciling with Lois. And well, turns out Meg behind it is part of a cult. And well, they end up dying. Some sick, crazy plan to go to the afterlife together. Well, basically, we just want to die alone now, so basically just have to Meg went away. Well, and the whole point they brought up, so Stewie trying to figure out a way to take down the Man in White. Not understand it because he's supposed to be a baby, but he likes to kill Lois. That's the whole comedy from him. And he mistakes the cult leader for the Man in White. And to actually help saving Meg. Like, Stewie's character miles out over time. And I think this Louis Killer's one skill Lois win starts to go away around after season 7's two-parter. You know, Family Guy does a two-parter, you know it's an event. Oh, cool. After all, Buzz Hiking. So over 800 episodes. Simpsons only have one two-parter. Now have it in season 5 finale and season 6 premiere. Who Shot Mr. Burns? The only two-parter Simpsons, as far as I know. Probably more two-parters, but you know, because 805 episodes. Yeah. So yeah, good episode. So yeah, last episode is a Brian Poke sort of episode. Peter and Brian again arguing because of a dog show. That's an episode, and Brian is actually treating like, obviously he's an allegory for race relation. As more allegory for race, you know. But of course, black people have to go through a lot. But so, actually, Brian's put in jail. Peter and Brian end up making love after Brian is freed. Sorry, it's kind of a lot of the episodes. I recommend you check them out. You can watch all entire first season on Disney Plus, or just buy the entire first season on DVD. Just watch on Disney Plus, a little easier. So, yeah, that was the first season of Family Guy. It's just fun going season by season, see how the show evolves over time. So, thank you guys for watching. Enjoy my content, please subscribe button. Want to see more? Just go join my channel, videos come future. I don't know what video I'll do next on this channel, what season will be where next, but we'll see where it does. My Star Wars videos are coming out tomorrow, because tomorrow is Star Wars Day. So go prepare for that in advance. But tomorrow I may focus on just watching season 2 of The 100 Girlfriends. Since season 3 has been announced for July 5th, 2026. So I've got 2 months to prepare. So thank you, I'll see you guys next time for another video. Cybermaster out.